So within IntelliJ, let's create a new module, and this will be the fraud module. So this will be a Maven project, and then next, and this will be fraud right here. So this will represent the fraud microservice, and leave everything as is. Then finish. And let me just say, don't ask. So I'll be pushing this to Git in a second. So cancel. And here we have our fraud module. Now let's add the dependencies within our POM. So inside of our POM, what we need is a dependencies section. So here, dependencies. And then inside, for now, let's just have the Spring Boot Starter Web. And let me just close this. There we go. And within SRC, and by the way, you can see that this is already configured. So the parent is Amigo services right here. And you can see that we can navigate to the parent POM. And within the parent POM, we have this module inside of modules already added for us. So let me go back to this POM. So this now is looking good. We're going to add the database dependencies in a second, but now within main Java, let's create a new package. This will be com.amigoscode and then fraud. There we go. And let's have the fraud application. So this will be our main class. There we go. Now let's annotate this with add and then Spring and then boot application. And within we have to have the main. And now let's just say Spring application.run. We pass fraud application.class inside. And also we pass the arguments. And to be honest, this is it. So let's just make sure that this is configured correctly. Now, always when you add something to your POM, so in here, always reload so that you can pick up the dependencies. So if I click on Maven and then go to, we should see fraud in here. So if I expand this dependencies, you can see that starter web is not in here. Now you can reload from here or from here. So either one will work. So reload, and you should see that we have the starter web. If I close this, now within fraud application, I can pretty much just run the application. And there we go. So you can see that it is running. Now, one thing that we have to configure is the port. So Tomcat started on port 8080. Now, if you have customer, so the customer microservice up and running, this will fail because customer is using this port. So let's just configure that. So here, within resources, we need the application.yaml. So file application.yaml. And then let me go to customer and within source and then main resources. Let's take the application.yaml and let's copy all of this. So I'm going to paste this here, or actually not there, but in here, paste that. And let's use 8081. And then for the application name, this will be fraud. There we go. And we also need the banner.txt. And you can go to that website to generate a banner like this. So this now says fraud, and we are good to go. Now, if I restart the application, there we go. You can see that it started correctly. It's running on port 8081. Let me also start customer just to make sure that customer starts correctly. So within the customer package, open up the customer application and then run. And there we go. So you can see that we have customer up and running as well. Now let me just stop customer because we're not going to develop anything for now. But you can see that we successfully managed to have a second microservice up and running. Next, let's add the database to this microservice.